Well, welcome back to the Business Insurance Zone. I'm your host, Steve Savant. I'm with MDRT platform speaker and #1 author on Amazon.com on retirement, Tom Hegna. Hi, Tom.
Hey, Steve. Great to be back.
Well, we're talking about leaving a legacy for generations to come. And I love my kids. I love my grandkids. And I guess I'm going to start loving great-grandkids. Wow, I can't even think of that. But now we're going to add another thing to the table. And people are going to say, Steve, charitable giving. I've heard it all before. Well, I have to tell you, we always think, well, our church or synagogue, kind of narrow-minded in our charities, or maybe we have a special, maybe we're the American Cancer Society or something like that. But I want to move to all kinds of places where we really see people who are entrepreneurs, who have very niche issues. And I'll give you the first one, and then I'll let you respond. I saw this person who has art collection, and it's quite valuable. Mm-hmm. And they're with a nonprofit that actually deals in art. And because of their artisan ways, they want this to be perpetuated. We usually think of things like American Cancer Society, my church, my synagogue, things like that. But here's a niche area where they wanted the arts, their theater, to go on. And since it was nonprofit, they were able to do that.
Yeah, and I think life insurance can play a key role. And I've sat down with so many people over the years where they want to do something for charity. And I remember this couple, mm-hmm. they'd say $50,000 that they wanted to give to charity, but here's the problem. They were arguing because they each wanted to give $50,000. Mm-hmm. He wanted to do something, she wanted to do something. Right. And I said, look, I can solve this problem right here. We put the $50,000 into a life insurance policy, and it immediately gave them over $100,000 of gifting power. They were each able to give over $50,000. And so what I tell advisors is a lot of times when you're talking about charitable gifting, remember, mm-hmm. the life insurance companies can actually match. Think mm-hmm. about that, match the charitable mm-hmm. gift, and sometimes, depending on age, can do far more than matching. I'm just talking even in retirement, mm-hmm. with an older couple, they can match that charitable gift.
We just wrote a gal, 61 years of age, super preferred. She dropped $100,000 in. The actual death benefit, consider this, was $475,000. Now think about the leverage on that and the tax deal that comes with making contributions to charity. Yeah. I mean, to me, that's huge.
And what some universities and foundations, some people want to get their name on the library, mm-hmm. the Steve Savant Library or something.
I love the ring of that.
Yes. So some places will actually, if you sign the policy mm-hmm. over, you pay the premium, it's a done deal, you name them as the owner and the beneficiary, that they will then count the death mm-hmm. benefit towards whatever that level is mm-hmm. in giving for the foundation, so that now you can have that wing of the building, you can mm-hmm. have your name on the library. I just think when you paint a picture for clients, they want to do something. Well, wouldn't you like to have mm-hmm. this library named after you? I mean, mm-hmm. that'd be nice and there'd be a plaque there, and now this mm-hmm. library can be funded the way you want it, with the books that you want mm-hmm. and how you want it done, and they can do that by using life insurance and then transferring that policy to that charity. I mean, it's incredible, some of the things that can be done.
I have to tell you, sometimes a lot of our clients have big hearts and small wallets. They love their church, they love their synagogue, but they don't have the wherewithal, they think. Right. And we just did a case for a couple. We found out that they had $300 a month discretionary income. We bought $100,000 second to die on their life. When they both die on the second death, $100,000 will go to their church to perpetuate their beliefs after they're gone. They didn't think they could do charitable giving because they're thinking lump sum, or I'm not affluent enough, or I'm not really up in the opulent area of wealth. I'm just a regular person that has a big heart. I just have a small wallet.
Well, and the second to die, as you know, the pricing on it is so good that you just need a little bit of dollars to leverage mm-hmm. a lot. And so if a husband and wife wanted to do charitable giving, the leverage that they could do, and again, that can be assigned and mm-hmm. transferred ownership and everything over to the charity, mm-hmm. and many charities will then count the death benefit as the amount of the gift for crediting for, mm-hmm. Your name at the certain level, giving mm-hmm. level, or naming a building or something. And that's important to a lot of people.
Well, I noticed we had a little bit of a gripe with one of the beneficiaries. I have to tell the story because it's such a golden one, where we went ahead and we made this huge plan, our producer, and it was all done. And then the kids came in so that the parents could inform them all that they're doing so that they're aware of it. And the beneficiary said, the eldest son said, well, excuse me though, when you give this to the church, and I get that, Dad and Mom, that's yours to do, but now you gave our money away. And I said, well, what about replacement gifts? When you give your money away to charity, What about replacing those for your own progeny? Talk a little bit about that.
Well, and life insurance is perfect for that. So if you give money to charity, you could do a replacement for your estate by just using life insurance. And by doing it, you can get money out of your estate by giving it to charity, and you can keep it out of the estate by setting up an irrevocable life insurance trust, part of estate planning, and have the life insurance spring up at death out here outside of the estate, and you got money out of the estate through charitable gifting.
Tom, I got to say, before we get out of here for today, estate equalization. We got a lot of small businesses in America where maybe a couple of the children are working, but the other children are not. And mom and dad are trying to be equal. How can I equalize an estate for players that haven't been in the business at all?
Yeah, so that's a huge thing in businesses, and because they want to treat their kids equally, but you can't treat them equally, but you can treat them equitably. And you treat them equitably by using life insurance. So if you've got a daughter in New York and she doesn't want any part of the business, that's fine. You just have a policy that when you die, she gets this chunk that would equal a piece of the business. And then if the son or another daughter are working in the business, maybe they get the business. But you can treat them equitably, fairly, but you don't have to treat them equally. And if you make that daughter in New York part of the business, that could cause a huge problem when you're gone. So that's where life insurance can fit as well.
Well, I love your definition of not equally, but what?
Equitably.
Equitably.
Fairly.
Oh my God. I love that. Every time Tom goes on the show, I get a new spin line. I love those lines.